Welcome back, Gambino with Mafia, to our first Madden simulation of 2024. We are rolling with the videos this year. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Videos come on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and shorts all throughout the week. By the thumbnail and the title of the video, you already know what we are talking about for today's video, which is if the Pittsburgh Steelers drafted Malik Willis in 2022 instead of Kenny Pickett. As a diehard Steelers fan, you can see from behind me, I like Kenny, but he hasn't shown that he is 100% poised throughout his time with the team, and it's kind of have guys like Mason Rudolph show up and just do all the things right within his time, and it's not Kenny's fault, nor say is it really anybody's fault that the team hasn't been as productive with him at the helm. You know, we went through the stint of dealing with the stupid offensive coordinator whose name is not coming to my head at the moment. Why? I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to figure out why my capture card is not capture carding. It's on, so it should be doing as it's supposed to. So we got Malik Willis here on screen, who hasn't even got that much play time with the Titans, as they went the following year and immediately drafted another quarterback in Will Levis. Malik Willis, coming out of Liberty, was a very highly touted quarterback, and there's only two quarterbacks on the mind of the Steelers going into the draft. It was either Malik Willis or it was Kenny Pickett. I was looking at Malik Willis as being the guy that I wanted the Pittsburgh Steelers to draft, which didn't go as planned, and Kenny Pickett has shown us a few games that he has been able to get the job done. But when he went down and Mitch Trubinsky, fuck Mitch, took over the helm, and we looked god-awful, 3-game losing streak, and then we bring Mason Rudolph off the bench, and 2 games in a row, 30 points per game for the entire team. He's throwing deep bombs down the field to George Pickens. Najee and Jalen Warren look fucking poised, and it leads you to question, is Kenny the guy? Is Mason Rudolph supposed to be the guy for us, as much as I've hated him in his entirety of being a Pittsburgh Steeler? But that's not nor here nor there. We're not here to talk about Mason Rudolph. We're here to talk about Malik Willis. He's 63 overall. He's got 3,800 XP bars, 63 scrambler, 57 strong arm, 53 improviser, 52 field general. 6'1", 219, 24 years old, out of Liberty, which is literally right down the street from me here in Virginia. So we already know what the rest of the team looks like. Malik is going to be our starter. Najee, Deontay, George Pickens, Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin, Miles Boykins, Pat Darnell, Broderick Jones, Isaac Seumalo, Mason Cole, James Daniel, Okorafor, Ogunjobi on defense, Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, Big TJ Watt, Sex Cole Holcomb is injured, Landon Roberts is injured, Cole Alexander is injured. We've dealt with a lot of injuries. I was one guy to say that we could win 10 plus games this year, and if we would have won the 3 games that we lost, we would be sitting very high. But you know, things happen, and we can't dwell on those things. We got Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig. This guy's been an absolute stud as a rookie. Can't tell me anything else. Patrick Peterson, Joe Porter Jr. We're definitely going to move to the 1. Levi Wallace, Chandler Sullivan, James Pierre. We've been Devontae KZ got suspended for the rest of the year after that hit on Pittman. Mika Fitzpatrick's been dealing with a lot of injuries. Keanu Neal, Miles Kilbrew, Big Boswell, Presley Harvin. We have looked. We've had moments where we look really good, and then we have moments where we look asinine. Like we played really good against the Seahawks, and then We played like shit against the Cardinals. We played shit against the Patriots, and then we played shit against who else did we lose to? I can't remember who that third team we lost to. Fake fan, huh? But it's a question that could be asked. What would the team look like if we drafted Malik Willis instead of Kenny Pickett? Right now, Kenny Pickett, I think when I traded them in the roster setting, is 75 overall versus Malik Willis is 63. It's crazy to think that they drafted him, and this year I had posted videos. You can go check the receipts and the shorts that they were talking about releasing him. Go assume to the regular season. Guy hasn't really got any opportunities, so what would those opportunities look like if he was playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Alright, so we're here in the regular season. We know what the season looks like. I'm going to move this over here so I can literally tell you as I go the schedule and if we won or not, which I will remember as it happens. Steelers. Did you see more? Alright, so the first game of the season is the 49ers, which we lost, obviously. And then we beat the Browns, beat the Raiders, lost to the Texans, beat the Ravens, beat the Rams, lost to the Jaguars, beat the Titans, beat the Packers, lost to the Browns, beat the Bengals, lost to the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Colts, and then we beat the Bengals and then beat the Seahawks. And our last game is against the Rams. If you're looking, you can probably see that my eyes kind of swollen. I have an eye infection, and I'm not going to let it derail my content creation. So we're going to simulate through first half of the season to mid-season, and I will see you guys at mid-season. So we're here at mid-season, sitting at 2-4. Atlanta Roberts is getting highlighted, and I don't remember this. Must be new, because I don't remember this. Yeah, we're 2-4. We're last in our division, which is still looking about as good as it has. Stats. Go look at the stats. Malik Willis has only thrown 935 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The kid's struggling. He's struggling. 60% completion rating, 155 yards per game, 69 passer rating. So let's go see what old Ken Dog is doing. If he's 1,300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 216 yards per game, 63 completion rating. So he's thriving more in this Titans system than he had been with the Steelers, and Malik Willis is with the Steelers. Najee's got 253 yards. Jay Lawrence got 202. This is the best running back duo. You can't at me. He's got 158 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, which isn't bad. Not bad at all. It's kind of crazy that we don't see any like a whole lot of George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, or even whatchamacallit, where's he at? Calvin Austin yards. Yeah, it's crazy. Receiving, Deontay Johnson got 245, Pat's got 234, Allen Robinson got 175. George Pickens only got 129 yards. Well, you have to take into effect how many yards whatchamacallit's passed. Defense, sacks. TJ Watt's got 7.5. The dude's a stud. If he doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to have a stern conversation with somebody. So if we look at the entire NFL, Patrick Mahomes is leading the league in yards. Right behind him is Tua, Josh Allen, Josh Dobbs, Russell Wilson, Stafford, Dak Prescott. Who's got the most touchdowns? Pat does. Interceptions. Easton Stick. Yards per game. Pat. Russian. Tony Pollard. The usual suspects. Christian McCaffrey's at the bottom here, which is crazy. So yeah, so we'll simulate the rest of the year. That we're going to make the playoffs, sitting at the record of 2-4. We view the schedule. We beat the Raiders and we beat the Ravens. We lost to the Browns and the Texans and the Rams. So we got the Jaguars, the Titans, the Packers, the Browns, the Bengals, Cardinals, Patriots, Colts, Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens. Let's see how many of these games we can win. We're already looking worse than we do this season in real life and virtual season. So here we are going into the playoffs. We are 5-12, which you guys can't see. Let me move my camera over here. 26th in offensive points per game, 29th in offensive passing yards per game, 18th in rushing yards. Defense is 13th. Defensive yards passing is 6th, and rushing is 20th. So defense is solid as always. We go and we look at stats. Our boy Malik Willis finished with 3,000 yards, about 60%, 22 touchdowns, 28 interceptions. Is not a good split at all. If we look at the other way, Ken Dog 3,057 versus. So he only had 23 more yards, but he had less touchdowns, but also less interceptions. Tannehill got a couple snaps there. King Henry, we don't care about them. We don't really care about anything. He got finished with under 1,000, which is not good. Only 7 touchdowns. He finished with 4 touchdowns, 386 on the ground, 358, 2 touchdowns, 122, 2 touchdowns. Let's see how many sacks our boy TJ Watt finished with. Sacks 23.5. What is the sack? What was it? Sack? Is it 23.5? I have 3 monitors now. So right at the end, we finished at a whopping. What was it? 5-12, 5-12, 5-7, 5-12. I was right the first time, and our boy ended up with 3,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 28 interceptions, 60%. So he struggled. And if we go look at Kenny Pickett, only like 20 more yards, but he threw less touchdowns, but he also had less interceptions. Pat finished with the most yards, most interceptions, went to Easton Stick. Malik Willis is next. Josh Dobbs, Kyler Murray, Sam Howell. Longest pass was Jared Goff with a 91. Joe Flacco's old ass with an 89. Easton Stick with an 87. Tyrod Taylor and Kyler Murray. We go back to my Pittsburgh Steelers. Stuff we're not really here for. Najee Harris finished with less than 1,000 yards. Malik Willis right under 400. Jalen Warren right under 400. Didn't see a whole lot of George Pickens' jet sweeps and stuff from guys like that. I feel like we didn't use Calvin Austin to his full ability when it comes to his ability to use his speed. Not 1,000-yard receiver. But that's kind of obvious with the guy not being able to pass the ball that well. If we go to our defense, I had already saw this and didn't click the unpause button, but TJ Watt set the record for sacks with 23.5, and we only finished with 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 interceptions. Joey Porter Jr. I would have liked to see more interceptions, but that's not why we're here. Seeing Jack Harlow down there, my wife has been in love with that Jack Harlow song that he dropped recently. I can't think of the name of it. So if you look at the league standings, Chiefs clinched. Falcons went 14-3. Shout out to Austin and Cody Blevins. Fuck the Ravens. The Panthers, for my boy Micah, for my boy Josh Oliver. For Malik. I don't know if I have any Dolphins fans. Don't have any Jets fans or Niners fans, I don't think, or Texans fans. Even though I've always said my daughter should be a Cowboys or a Texans fan because she was born in Texas. That's not how that works. She's going to bang the black and yellow like I do. Rams, Seahawks, Packers, Raiders. Commanders finished 7-10. Craig and Matt would not be happy about that. Browns fans aren't going to be glad to see that after the year they had. And the worst team turned out to be the Vikings, the Jaguars, the Patriots, the Saints have been in the Broncos. What's the word on how y'all feel about them benching Russell Wilson? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I know that's not why we're here. We're here to see how Malik Willis would hold up. So we're going to simulate through to the Super Bowl, and we'll be right back. Ravens make the Super Bowl, which is a lot of people speculating to happen right now. Cowboys making it, I don't know. We're going to have to see how they perform these next couple of weeks, because you know they get to the playoffs and they shut down. Yeah, if we view our yearly awards, Mahomes won MVP, which is going to go to Lamar. Arthur Smith won Coach of the Year, which he should be getting fired. Patrick Mahomes, AFC. Offensive Player of the Year went to Lamar. Defensive Player went to TJ, as it should in real life. If he doesn't, we're going to riot. Rashee Rice won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Will Anderson, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback. I know our boy didn't make the list, but Gardner Minshew being top 10 is crazy. Best running back. We didn't get a guy there either. Best wide receiver. Didn't get a guy there either. Best offensive lineman. Nobody there. Best defensive lineman. Nobody there either. Best linebacker. We do get a guy there. We get two guys there. Alex Highsmith. Shout out to my boy. Best DBs, we get two guys there, Minka and Patrick Peterson. Best kicker, Chris Boswell there at 4, so nice to see. And the NFC, Jalen Hurts won Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year went to Marquise Bell. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Bryce Young. This alternate universe we're living in is bananas. Jalen Carter, Dak Prescott. Let's see, Purdy finished second. Some crazy names on this list, I'll tell you what. Christian McCaffrey only finished 4th, and he's been dominating. Amon-Ra St. Brown at 1 is pretty legit. I like that, seen that a lot. The Niners got 2 guys on here. So do the Cowboys. Offensive lineman Kelsey. Defensive lineman Parsons. Daniel Hunter. Darius Slay. Jake Moody. Let's go back to the AFC and let's just look at Myles Garrett 6, and TJ Watt is where at number? I think that's number 1. But hey, we're not here for the Myles Garrett slander, even though it's fuck Myles Garrett. On to the next one. So if we go ahead and advance next week. They're probably going to draft a quarterback. I'm not going to be in control of any of this. I'm just trying to see what 2 or 3 years worth of Malik Willis would look like. The Cowboys won the Super Bowl. That is absolutely disgusting. I hate that just as much as I hate seeing the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So that's our yearly awards. If I move this, you guys can see it says Dak and the Cowboys. Yuck. So we're going to go ahead and simulate through the offseason, see what they decide to do. They're probably going to draft a quarterback, probably some offensive linemen, things of that nature. We're still going to have Malik Willis start at least 1 more year or 2, and then call it a video. I will be back at the next bookmark. All right, we're back. Go ahead and take a look at our new roster. Pretty sure they drafted a quarterback. Oh no, if they let Rudolph go. Mitch is still here. Fucking Mitch. Brought in a rookie running back, Nicholas Thompson. If we get a receiver. Probably this guy. Bring in another tight end. We didn't. Do we just? We drafted a left guard. Didn't get a center. Didn't get a right guard. Didn't get a right tackle. We did bring in another left end. Did bring in another new right end. We did get a new defensive tackle. Looks like we brought in a linebacker. Looks like we did a very piss poor job on drafting. All these guys are low overall, and they didn't draft a quarterback. We got some cornerbacks though. Will Jones. So if we go and look and see just at some of the roster movements, go to the NFL. He's still there, still there. Any big changes? I think he was already there, yeah. Not noticing anything crazy in the top. Oh, Tyron Smith went to the Rams. Anybody big leave their team? I'm not seeing anybody at the very, very top. I don't know if Creed Humphreys was there before or not. I can't remember. This really doesn't look like there's a lot of player movement amongst the high-ranking guys. Freaking Aiden Hutchinson's already 90 overall, which is crazy. Dude's a stud. Let's go look at the Commanders. Just see what the Commanders do, because you know I'm not a Commanders fan, but I keep my eyes on everything Commanders. Was he already there? I can't remember. They drafted a quarterback? They didn't. Huh. Alright, so we're going to draft until middle of the year again. Come back and see how Malik is faring. Make sure he's still at the top of the depth chart. It shouldn't be Trubisky. Should still be Willis. Yeah. And then keep up with the same program that we went with the last year and see exactly how things go. So I will see you at midseason. Alright, so we're here at 0-7. Ooh-wee. Malik has 1,300 yards, which is, I'm pretty sure, more than he had the first year. He's got 9 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Lord. And George Pickens is still not getting a whole lot of yards. So what we're going to do, as I think he should be, as much as I love Deontay Johnson, I'm going to make George Pickens wide receiver 1. He's only an 81, but he's also taking a probably morale hit. We're going to make Calvin Austin 3. And then we're going to go all the way down to slot wide receiver. He's already there. Okay. So hopefully he could get more touches, because the dude's a stud. And if you get him the ball in his general vicinity, except for that one against the Colts, he's going to go up and get it. So we're 0-7. Probably going to have the first pick. The Malik Willis experiment has not worked to this point whatsoever. I think that means we are 5-19 within the 2 years that he's been in the team in this hypothetical scenario. Send him to the playoffs. I doubt they're going to win another game. It's just is what it is. So they finished the season 3-14, which means he's 8-26 at the helm. And right now, Kenny Pickett's record is I have a really bad history about not unclicking the pause button for some reason. If you look at the stats, Kenny's not having a better season. Is barely having a better season. Malik Willis 30-40, 17 touchdowns, 27 interceptions, versus Kenny's 32-19, 18 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 65% completion rating. He's rushed for 293. Malik Willis 353, 2 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Kenny Pickett had 2 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. It's just the Malik Willis experiment hasn't worked at all in any of those hypothetical situations. They are 3-14, which means he's 8-26 versus Kenny's 14-10, depending. That's not including how much more time Malik Willis has had at the helm, barring injuries due to Kenny this year. We'll do one more full sim through to the next year, just see what happens. We'll send to the Super Bowl, and then we'll wrap this video up with the guaranteed fact that Malik Willis was a better college player than he turned out to be a NFL player, with the fact that they ended up having to draft another quarterback the following year in Will Levis, and the kid's not got much tick yet. If we go over here, not Will Levis, Malik Willis. Stats. 74 yards this year, 276 last year, 3 interceptions last year. He hasn't thrown any this year because he probably isn't getting much time. If we go to Pro Football Reference, 3 this year. He's put a total of 11. So yeah, it's just not been the thing. He didn't turn out to be the guy that they were expecting him to be. You got the Chiefs and the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, so the Cowboys go back-to-back Super Bowls, which is kind of disgusting to think about. How are you guys liking the new setup? I got my Funko Pops over here on the wall. We got the Joker, Hulk, Eric Killmonger, M'Baku, another Hulk, Zorro, Turbo Man, which is my favorite Christmas movie, Sully, Spike Spiegel, which is one of my favorite animes behind One Piece, Squirtle, my favorite Pokemon, Eddie Guerrero, my favorite WWE superstar, Vegeta, my favorite anime character, Miles Morales, Mad Hatter, and Green Lantern, which is my favorite DC character, up there with Superman and Shazam. And you got my Marine Corps flags. You got to represent the boys. Good DC, Hulks, my Steelers stuff. I think it's coming well, pretty good. I got a skeleton here, my Alexa, my controllers. I think it looks pretty nice. And we don't see who wins the Super Bowl. Can I do it like these? That's just records. I don't know. It doesn't really matter who won the Super Bowl. In theory, hindsight, or however you want to say it. The Chiefs won, 31-24. I think this must be new because I don't remember that being that in detailed. Oh, I don't want to do the draft. I do not want to do the draft at all. I'm going to bring my mouse over here. Simulate the draft. Maybe they bring a quarterback in this year. We really, as an organization, as Steelers fans, they got to sit down and think about what the future is as quarterback. Do we give Kenny one more year? Do we make him and Mason battle it out for the helm at the team? Do we draft? Do we trade for Justin Fields or Kyler Murray? I don't know if I want Russell Wilson because he's a head case. It's just, what do we know to be next for that quarterback position? Because we don't want to waste the careers of guys like Deontay Johnson, Najee, George Pickens, Jalen Warren, TJ, Minka, Joey Porter Jr., all those guys. We don't want to waste their careers with them having to deal with subpar play, and that's not being good. Play the 49ers first again. We'll do midseason again. And then, like I said previously throughout the video, I like Kenny, but Mason's shown that the opportunities are there to be successful and throw the ball down the field. And I don't know if it's going to go back dated to the small hands thing, or is he just scared? Is he going to be a bust? Did we miss? The conversation is there for us to talk about, and that's not me hating on Kenny, because I like I said, I really enjoy Kenny. He just hasn't really shown a whole lot. He has sparks, but I need more than a spark. I've been a Steelers fan my entire life, and we're 0-7 again. I've been a Steelers fan my whole life, and I've been babied by having Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback, and he's got only 1,584 yards, 8 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, versus Kenny's 1,569, 9-1. So, I don't know. I don't know what's next for the Steelers. We really got to figure out this quarterback thing. We need cornerback help. We could use offensive lineman help. We don't need running back help or wide receiver help or tight end help. We just need quarterback, offensive line. Maybe a better offensive line and a legit offensive coordinator will be what helps Kenny get to the next tier, because as of right now, he's on the same tier as I don't want to say an Easton Stick, but he's near the bottom of quarterbacks with the play that he's put together, because he He's not known to throw 200-300 yard games, not have multiple touchdowns. Mason Rudolph's 2 touchdown games, like the first 2 touchdown games since like 2018 or something like that. Something outrageous. We finished 2-15, which means he finished 5, 7, 9, and 41 through 3 years. The offense's rating is 72. The team rating is a 76. 32 points per game, 24 yards per game, 32 offensive rushing game, 32 defensive points per game, number 7 in yards per game for defenses, and number 28 in rushing. If we look to see who's on the team still at this point, they did draft a quarterback. His name is Blake Leonard, 78 overall. How much time did he play? Najee's gone. Jaylen Warren's gone. Deontay Johnson's gone. Everybody's gone. Freiermuth is gone. Bart Jones is still here. Malu's still here. Mason Cole's gone. James Daniels is gone. Equafor's gone. Ogajobi's still here. Highsmith, right? Or no, that's Cam Hayward. It's gone. TJ's still here. Cole Holcomb was still here. Quan's gone. Oh, Alec Highsmith is still here. He's right side linebacker. I forget. Joey Port Jr. is still here. Corey Trice, who we still haven't seen, but he's only 66 at this point in his career. Minka's gone. Oh no, I always get this position wrong. Keanu Neal is gone, right? Yeah. Chris Boswell is still there at 34. Presley Harvin's even gone. Like, the team is depleted. Depleted. A lot of these guys are still in the places that they were. Kenny Pickett's an 81 overall, 3 years in. It's kind of disgusting to think about. Sam Darnold is a Viking. Gardner Minshew is a Raider. Kirk Cousins and Trey Lance are Lions. Deshaun Watson obviously still there. He's still there. He's still there. Davis Mills a Rams. Zach Wilson's a Bronco. Jake Browning is a Bill. Josh Dobbs is a Falcon. Aiden O'Connell, or as I like to call him, Farva from Super Trooper. If you know, you know. Drop Leader of Cole in the comments if you know who Farva is. Tyler Huntley is a Falcon, which I like that a lot. And the Hooker still with the Lions. Easton Stick is a Buck. Bailey Zappi's a Buccaneer. Skylar Thompson, son of a guy I went to high school with or something. Cooper Rush is a Raven. Drew Lock is a Pat. Jameis Winston still with the Saints. Teddy Bridgewater is a Commander, which he's planning to retire after this season. Mason Rudolph is a fucking Raven. What a fucking piece of shit. The hatred for this guy is more outlandish now than the fact that he went and signed with the Ravens. What a fucking cock. Chris McCaffrey. A lot of these guys are still where they were supposed to be. Juice Check, Juicy Juice, Jamar. These guys are still where they're supposed to be. Rushy Rice is a 94. What a stud. Tight ends. Where's Pat Freiermuth at? Oh, we gotta figure out where Najee's at too. Where's Najee? The fucking Chicago Bears. What about Jaylen Warren? He's a fucking Texan. Deontay Johnson is a... couldn't retire. He's not that. He's a Jet. What about Pat? Where's Pat Freiermuth at? Sam Laporta. Pat Freiermuth is a Commander. Yuck. I hate that too. Cam Hayward probably retired. Like, it's... the experiment failed. Malik Willis just isn't that guy, and Kenny Pickett is looking like he's not that guy either. 3 more years into his career, and he's only, I think, with like 81 or somewhere between there and 85. So it looks like we didn't really miss on the opportunity to draft Malik Willis. If I go over here, he was drafted, what was this, 2022. There was really nobody in this draft. You got Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, Matt Corral, Chris Oladokun, who was projected to get drafted by the Steelers, and I don't even know who Buddy is. Bailey Zappi, Brock Purdy. I mean, he's been Mr. Irrelevant. That's been good. This guy, Chris Oladokun's back up on the Chiefs right now. Huh. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I will be your favorite neighborhood crabman, Gabino Gaming. Peace.